No, it hasn't paid off.
Like 60 or 70%, I think.
So how much effort do you put into sex, sir?
Not very much. She puts most of the effort in.
We all expend a lot of energy attracting the opposite sex. Hey, I'll get this. And that can be good, but it can also be bad because it can attract predators or parasites. Oh, great. My wallet's gone. Oh, that's fine. At least I didn't get attacked by some parasitoid fly that laid a larva inside me and then ate my guts from the inside out. So this is sexual selection in crickets.
Sex, although it has some benefits, also has some costs. Because the exact same signal that makes an individual conspicuous to a potential mate can also make him conspicuous to unwanted observers. In the case of these crickets, that's a particularly risky business because when the cricket calls, he, of course, can attract a female, but he also runs the risk of attracting a parasitoid fly. And this fly is attracted to the exact same call that the male uses to attract a mate. The fly deposits larvae around the male. They burrow inside of his body cavity, grow to be the same size he is from the inside,
Yikes.
sort of eating him from the inside out.
And that's bad.
And that's really bad for the cricket because eventually they burst out of the cricket and pupate and become adult flies. From the point of view of the cricket, his life is over. So it's really bad to attract a fly, but the only way to attract a mate is to do the exact thing that will attract this fly.
So you're saying that crickets are like us in this one little way. Sex has a cost.
Absolutely, and like all other animals too.
But the price of not having sex is you don't pass your genes on and you disappear from the cladogram of life.
Which, from an evolutionary perspective, is worse than dying.
So some crickets get eaten from the inside out. It's harsh.
So harsh you might be saying,
Bill, Nye, science guy, what does that have to do with me or with us, humans? Well, everything, everything, everything. You see, you don't get something for nothing in nature. Sexual reproduction costs us big time. Now, while we're staying ahead of parasites, there are, of course, parasites exploiting our desire to stay ahead of parasites. Talking about sexually transmitted diseases, things like herpes, syphilis, HIV. These are old. The ancestors of these diseases have been around since before humans were humans. And then there's the, it's not you, it's me. And the, you know, this isn't working. I don't think we should see each other anymore. From someone who just rips your heart right out of your chest because she doesn't understand. But I digress. Sex is risky. Well, you know where I'm going with this. The L word. Love. And you're saying, Bill, now you are way out of your depth. Science is not love. Oh, yeah? Well, let's take a look at the biochemistry of love. This is your brain. This is your brain on love. It starts with attraction, right here in your hypothalamus. It produces sex hormones like testosterone and estrogen. It drives your sex drive. Now, for romantic love, dopamine is the key. It gives you that giddy feeling, that spring in your step, that floaty feeling like you're walking on air. It's the same chemical your brain releases in response to nicotine or cocaine. Now, you know, when you see that special someone and you feel that rush, that surge, that burst of energy that starts your heart pounding and your pores sweating, well, that's the adrenaline talking, getting you ready for romance. But when you're making a commitment, it's this part of the brain that's active. It's creating vasopressin and oxytocin, the chemicals involved in forming long-term attachment. Through the ages, many of us believed love comes from the heart. But scientists are discovering it's really all in your head. And you're saying, Bill, these are just chemicals. They're not why I fall in love. I'm in control here. I make my own decisions. But what if I told you that the person to whom you're attracted and how you pursue that person is the result of nothing more than your evolutionary drive to stay ahead of parasites? You'd be saying, hey, you're pushing this argument too far. Well, do you think we just happen to have those chemicals in our brains and we just happen to find a good use for them? Take a look at these plants. Do you think they make these flowers for fun? Because they want to? Because they're artists? No, they make the flowers to attract pollinators, to sexually reproduce, so they can pass their genes on without getting struck down by parasites like aphids, mites, or thrips. Think about what we do, our behavior. Every time we drive up in a fancy car, put on a little lipstick, dress to impress, splash on a little perfume or cologne, hit the gym, or take someone out for a nice dinner, we're showing off our plumage, our big healthy tails. We're doing the mating dance. But this means that not only is your size, shape, and intellect controlled by evolution, but so is your behavior, and even your feelings are the result of evolution. It's spooky. You think you're in control, but maybe you're not completely. So what? Suppose all this is true. Is it going to change the world? Well, maybe not, but it is fascinating. And it could be that by pondering this question, it indicates a thoughtful, even a smart guy. And I hear that chicks dig that. Well, I'll see you next time on The Eyes of Nye. How much for one of these babies anyway? Oh, that is nice.
We've covered a lot of ground, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. Check out eyesofnye.org for more cool science.
Major funding for the Eyes of Nye was provided by the National Science Foundation.